Hi there, and welcome back to another one-take tutorial. This one's going to be quite a break from the norm. I don't know what's going to happen. Basically, for a while I've been thinking about how to do a tutorial and how to problem solve and fix issues in any programming and things like that. When lights do things you're not expecting them to do, and how to read the information that's here available for us. I wasn't sure how to do it, and then someone posted an issue they had on the ChamSys Programmers and Users Facebook group. And I just sent it my PM and asked for the head file and the show file. And what I'm going to do is go through, I'm going to load it in and see what we can find. I genuinely haven't really had a good look at this. I'm going in blind. I've loaded it in just to check I've got everything and it works, and I've checked that I'm getting the same issue he's got, and I've instantly seen a few little things as to where to start from, but we'll see how it goes. So we've got here on USB disk letter G the two files we need, which is his show file and head file. So I thought I'd also take the chance to load these in by hand, so if people haven't worked out how to use USB, you'll see how to do it. So we're going to Setup and File Manager. Now in the PC version we have to set the USB drive, which in our case here is G, so we just hit G and enter, press USB drive, and we're going to put in the head first. Just click on it, yes, and we'll see down here it's redoing the head index and so on and so forth. That takes a wee moment. Come on, a little bit of thinking. And after that's done, we'll load in the show file. And what it's going to do is ask to type in a name. If we want to keep the same name, just type in enter, and we'll see down there it's saved down to Forbes2.show. So, right off the bat, we're having problems with these LED heads. So first thing I'm going to do is hit locate, and we get nothing. I can instantly, the people who have got a head start on what I'm doing should right now see the first clue. I can see two issues on screen already, but we're going to go to the programmer, and this is where we're going to get into all the information. Here we're going to have to learn to use these windows a little. For example, here in view levels, so we've got these heads at 100%. Now red, green and blue, they're all at zeros, strobes, white's hit to strobes, so there's something not right there in the locate. We'll go into advanced view, really, because here we're getting raw DMX values rather than just here. This is a palette. This is actually a name of a palette. So if we had, say, green palette selected, it would say the words green in all these values. So sometimes the advanced view is a little bit better, because especially if you start to learn, if you know that 0 is 0 and 255 is 100%, you're going to get a lot further down the fault finding path yourself if you know that, and things like 1 to 8 is 50%. You're going to help yourself a lot if you start to mentally visualize what DMX values are. Right, so that's a good start. There's some, obviously, if I've just hit locate, well, the locate values in the head file aren't right. So yeah, and obviously the out's going to be the same. So let's go and look at the head file first. So we're going to patch, let's find it, scroll down, there we are. If we just double click on it, that'll mean we can edit the head. So let's have a look, see what we've got. So we've got view channels. Right, first thing's blindingly obvious. We only want HTP on the dimmer, so let's go through and change those to LTPs. Right, and let's go along. So we've got red, green and blue. They're all right. Instance, no, yeah, that's right. Invert, no. Oh, right, so the locates, this is why we weren't getting any light out, so we'll put them to 255. And the default's at 0. Highlights, we want it white as well, so we'll put all of them up, the low light. And yeah, let's just put a low light down to, oh no, let's put a low light in red just for fun. And the default, yeah, it can stay to 0. Strobe, well, I don't know this fixture, so 0 could be open or could be closed. I'll keep it at that and see what happens. There's nothing else. These are all 8-bit, that's fine. These are all color mix, color speed, yeah, these are all located in the right place. And let's save that. And just out of information, let's see, short name, so it's head description, so it's under a generic, so it's going to be, so he's edited a 7-channel. So let's also have a look at palettes. So red, white, white, white. So let's fix this. How this I'm not entirely sure if this will fix live or if it'll need to wait for the next time they're patched. So let's just check the reds, greens and the blues just to start with. Okay, save that. So let's see what we've got there. Locate. We've got some white light, and yeah, we'll go back out to our programmer window, and that's what's active at the moment. So yeah, we've got dim at 100%, and all these are here, strobes and blah, 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 and outs, yeah. And as I say, we'll use the view raw, just check everything is going right. So yeah, as I say, there's things here we want to use is learn to use the view values, because it'll show where like this is coming from a strobe palette. And view raw, and we'll show that by going to red. Yep, and let's go to the out, and you'll see here in view values we're highlighting the palette. So when you're programming things, you can tell where values are coming from. So here right now, the white, even though the white's at 0, it's actually coming, the 0 is written into the red palette. Yep, this is all good. So it looks like we're onto a starter there. So the lead blinder, let's have a look. Yeah, those are fine. Not sure. Front LEDs. So it looks like we're getting onto a good start. Right. So next issue, which I said it was right under our noses when we started, is we're going to look here at the color window, because these are our LED fixtures. We're not going to be using either position or beam that much. There might be some. There should be a strobe palette somewhere that he's got. Let's have a look. Can't see one, and there's nothing active. Anyway, the first thing's obvious is, and this isn't again how to read these palette windows. All these boxes have information, and it's not just a little green dot and the word green. These all mean things. For example, C5 is, if I press call 5, enter. Oh, silly me. Hold on. Let's restart. So we'll put the head at full, color 5, enter, say color 12. Oh, that's not right, because we're not in. Select, yep, if I turn this on, which is select heads and palettes from keypad, these numbers relate now to, so I can say group 6, color 5, enter, oh, and full. Then we should have everything at green, and it's not. So let's go back to color 1, which is white. So if you learn, and here's another clue as to what's going on, if you learn these numbers, especially in ChamSys where the default patch they're all in the right order, you'll always know that color 2 is red. So you don't need to hunt for things in the touchscreen. And if you're like me and you like to use the keypad, it's good to know. So like I say, color 7 is always blue. And yeah, again, something's not right. So we'll have a look through. This is what the original issue was. He posted a video saying, I'm not sure what's going on, I go to blue. And he was actually using the wheel here to get things. But even then, if you see, I was playing with the wheel, so let's go to pink and go back to blue. So the blue is at 100%, but we're still not getting any light, and green is as well. Anyway, like I say, the information is all here. So these numbers here relate to that is color 4. For example, that's beam 1, beam 23 is his gobo, position 17 is 250 stage, right? Next, there's more information written on the top right of each box. For example, here's a beam, so it's written with a B. Here, these are all P for position. Okay, and it's just telling you what type of information inside them. Now here's a bit of a bit more interesting. This has IC. Well, the C is for color, I is for intensity. Now down here is ICL, which is intensity, color, and linked. Linked meaning they've started from one another, which is why you see these are all joining up. So the red's being created, then the amber's being created, and the yellow's being created. So the next stage of what we're doing, we've used the program in the out window to see where things are coming from. So let's, for example, here, this amber, we'll start from the red and go to the amber. You see it's all linked together. You can see we're using, in simple view, it's coming, so the information's coming from the amber on the red, green, and the blue. The color wheel, so the kind of pre-programmed macros in the head, is coming from the red palette, which is why it's showing up two selected, because there are two active palettes at the moment. Like I say, the first one being the RGB, the second one being the color selector. Right. So how do we fix this? Well, let's select this up here, view palette. It's just like the programmer, but for the palette. So let's have a look. First things first, like I said, intensity. Well, that shouldn't be there. So what we can do, we can either highlight this with a finger on the touchscreen or with a mouse, or if you press the word, I'll deselect it so you see, if you press the word for the column, it'll select everything vertically and remove it. Let's go through the next one, get rid of all of these, remove, and then we'll start again, next. So we're going to go through all of these. We don't normally, maybe he wants this for his programming, but I don't think I'd ever want this for me. Here we are, especially as the cyan has a 0% dimmer in the palette, which is not at all useful, so let's get rid of that. Oh, come on. Next one, again, select it all. Yep, this is definitely going to be part of the issue. See, here's the 29%, so it's obviously that's happened at some point when he's been recording some of his show. Yeah, there's nothing here. Okay, so let's go back. So yeah, so now we've got rid of, they're still showing up as intensities, but they're still also linked. So let's start off at the white. Oh, it still has. Let's get rid of this. Yep. So the next thing we're going to do is here, Unlinked Palette. So let's go through and get rid of all these links. See, and you even see there it's highlighting of where it's come from. And that's basically creating them, making them be individual palettes again. So, right, it's still showing up intensities, but let's give this a go. So we'll go to full, white, red, and you see it's still holding that link. We'll need to go and have a look. Now the blue, not all of the heads are in here, so we'll have another look at that in a minute. And the greens, yes, not all of the colours have been written for all of the heads. Base colours are there. No, they're not even there. So let's have a look. View palette. Next head. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of the colour wheel and the whites as well, just to simplify things. Yep. So at the moment, I'm going to treat all of these heads. Oh, sorry, we're on palette 1 there. So if you hadn't realised, I'm reading here at the title bar which palette we're looking at. Here we go. Look, the yellow, which is the blue LEDs. There's no information in the yellow palette for those heads, but that's fine. We can fix that. But first of all, I'm going to get rid of all of the color mixes purely because me personally, I wouldn't be using them. I'd rather have the head do that. Oh, come on. Next. I'd rather keep, in this case where it's the basic colours, my personal programming style is I prefer to keep those as what they are, which is individual colours. If I end up using a colour wheel, I would probably make it as a separate palette somewhere else because I want to know what I'm doing. And that would include having another white. Having said that, maybe in the white palette I would put the colour wheel at 0. See, there's a strobe palette there. Right, so what we're going to have to do is in here, add here, and all of these, no, we can't add in. So we're going to have to line things up here. So what we can do is, I closed that too early. So let's take a quick mental note. We've got issues with 4 yellow, and 4, 5, 7, 8. However, these might not be issues actually because he may have altered these values to reflect a real light. However, I doubt that's correct. Let's keep going through. So magenta's fine, so it looks like from 4 through to 9. Right, so let's, oh, and 3 as well. 4. So let's just start at palette 3 anyway. So let's go into these at full, palette 3, into the programmer, and let's go to the advanced view. We've got, those seem to be fine. Yellow view, programmer. Here's another one we had to add in. So we're looking for, I forgot which palette. Yeah, yellow palette. So we're looking to add in here, everything's at 0. So the error here is that you're right, there is no blue LED involved in getting yellow. But as I always say to people, we have to remember that programming any console in lighting is not just a case of recording what you do want. You've also got to record what you don't want to be there, which is why when we've come from blue back to yellow, some of them were sticking magenta, because if I put these up to 255, you see, that's the colour we were getting, because it was coming from another palette. The yellow palette wasn't taking the blue out. So that's what we want to do there. So we're going to re-record that onto there. Yeah. Now that we've re-recorded it, it's taken away the intensity. So let's go to the green. And we'll go into the programmer. And green is, just should be all of these red to there. And let's get 255s. Get them all up. And let's re-record. The green palette, yep, cyan, let's have a look at it just in case. So, and let's get, let's re-record the cyan just because it seems to be clearing out the intensity marker. Blue, let's go in and have a look again. So blue, we obviously want all of the reds at 0, all of the greens at 0, and the blues at 255, correct. Record, and it's unlink. There we are, we've got back to there, and pink, let's have another look. 255, these all seem to be fine, but I'm going to re-record it because it's getting rid of the intensity marker. UV as well, let's have a look. This seems to be all blue. Now hold on while I remind myself. So we seem to have a problem with these front washes as well. Alright. Or they're all from the same group. That's okay, let's have a look. Yeah, so the main master group is my mode, yeah, from those 12, and this is them being split up. If you can see, I'm reading that here from the title bar, so it tells you the contents of what's in the group. So we've got 12 heads here. Yeah, and there's 6 of them here, 4 here and 2 there. That comes up to 12. So here we've got 42, yeah, up to 53. And that's the first section, second, yeah, there we go. Okay, so by fixing this one master group, we're fixing these as well, which is fine. And yeah, magenta, let's have a look. Oh no, that's really blue at the moment, but we'll have a, generally we add in a little bit here of magenta. Let's put in 50 bits just of, even I can see that. There we are, wait. There we are, that's fixed all those. There's a starting point and programmer. Yeah, these are all 255 and these will do, yep, 183. That's a good place to start with. Maybe in real world it looks different to the visualizer, but it's a good place to start. So at the moment, we have to fix the intensities in the amber and the red. Let's just check. Everything's fine here. No, some of those are 254, 255, enter. So they're all showing different values. Fix that, and it's got rid of the intensity marker. Amber, let's have a look. They're all the same, so at least we're all starting the same. Again, maybe real world, for whatever he's programming, he might want to edit them slightly. They may have, for example, different generations of the same fixture or different fixtures from different brands, but using the same DMX head files. You may obviously end up with this group having a slightly different amber or value of amber to get the same light output, but that's something you'd fix real world, not here with a simulator where we're just getting things going. And we'll just fix we'll get rid of the last intensity marker here. So yeah, these are off value. So for this white, we want everything on full, obviously. It didn't take all of them there. Right, yep, that's that. And we'll re-record there. So let's have a look if this has been programmed. So yeah, this is a random slow. This seems to be doing more what we want to. Yeah, so like I say, let's find color 2 and color 5 in 1 second. Yeah, we seem to be. So there we go. Well, it looks like we've at least got back to square one how we should be with all these. These palettes are obviously used in different heads. I'm not sure which is it, the max. No. Where have they come from? Something completely different. Well, let's have a look. View palette. It's empty. So it maybe come from another head that's now not being used or something or other. But there you go, that's how to start using information, how to start reading ChamSys, how to start reading Magic Q. All the information is there if you know where to look and how to look. Like I say, most people will just see, all right, that says stage wash, but they won't read that it's called group 1 and it's got 6 heads in it. And up here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the number of heads. Like here, it says this is group 6, it's called my mod, which is this head file. It's got 12 fixtures, and here's their head numbers. And this is this group with 4 heads in it, and it's come from, it's a subdivision of this original 12. And down here, like I say, all these letters do mean something, and if you start to realise what they mean and where it's all coming from, such as, for example, we'll put this red in, which isn't right. He'll need to have a look through all these, and in fact, we'll do it right now because this is going to prove a point. So we'll go back to his red. Okay, let's include it and look in the programmer. Right, so here's the first mistake. He has recorded the actual red values from moving wheels rather than selecting the palette. Right, and the reason I know that is, 1, the values weren't correct, and also if we go back to simple view, so I'll reload it before I edit it, so include the red into the programmer. Right, so it has done that, but for some reason it's not updated it, so it may just need to be that we have to reselect things. However, it shouldn't be. So let's see. So now the yellow needs to have a look at. See, we've edited these palettes. It should have. Yep, it's taking all this. So we'll reselect the yellow and update it. Let's have a look again. The whole point of palettes is you update once the palette and all the submasters should follow, and for some reason it's not. Let's have a quick look. However, it's taken the dimmer value from there. Right, so let's come along to pink and see if it gives us any clues. Program. The other point is, yeah, we can start going into the advanced view, and it tells us numbers, and we also want to use the output window. So the output window can tell us a lot of things. For example, it's telling us right now here in blue, these are the 4 heads being used, 1, 2, 3, 4, yep. And then it's all coming from the pink palette with the values, and that's the intensity as well as as the colour. So you may need to redo this playback, or the playbacks involved with these fixtures. We can also, as I say, view raw, which is the DMX values, which is worth being able to read. View playback. Now that's telling us, if it says, you see here, playback 5, it's telling us which heads all the information is coming from. So it's right now that one's coming from 4. this isn't releasing, so I'm guessing that's in his options. Fader releases Q stack. No, so that's fine. He's set that to do that. That's fine. Which is why it's not. If you see this one here, it's the 4's disappearing because it's releasing them. This one's staying active, even though the intensity is changing. And let's go to the Q ID. So it's telling you it's playback 5, Q number 4. So you can see where things come from. So let's say it was group 6, full in color 5, which was green. And we'll go back here. It's telling you here the color wheel and white information is coming from playback 5, Q number 4, which is correct. But the green information you can see is coming from the programmer. You see, and it's actually telling you it's the programmer. While it's not telling you what's in the programmer, it's telling you it is the programmer. So we go to programmer view and we're getting all the information. That's basically how to read it. Yeah, as I say, hope that helped. It should definitely have helped one person fix his real world problem. As far as I understand, this is a real world rig and a real world show file. So it should get him back on track. And yeah, at the very least, I hope it's also been a good example for others to realise how to go through and fix things, because we've had a little bit of everything. So there's Q stack errors generated from originally bad palettes and head files. So there's been a bit of everything, which has been quite good. And like I say, it's taken me probably twice as long. Not so much, but it's taken a good bit longer as I'm explaining things than if I'd just be bashing through it on my own. But yeah, as I say, if you learn to start reading and paying attention to more of the finer details that's on the screen, the information is all there for you. It's all laid out, and especially if you start learning to bash through you may start off just looking through all the windows to work out what's going on. But then after a while, you'll just kind of get a hint as to where to start. I mean, my first hint was that I know this guy was having issues with a head file he created, so my first idea was that's going to be maybe the less reliable part in the chain. Not because of his levels as a programmer, it's just generally a stock head file is going to have been tested by other people first, so any of these issues have been cleared out. So it's a good starting point. Even if it was a perfect head file, it's a good point to go and rule things out. But then, like I say, as soon as I opened the show file, I could see all these color palettes were just flagging. The information was right there and obvious to you when you know where to look and why to look. Anyway, as I say, hope this has helped.